What up, boys? It's your boy, the Commissioner the Dollhair here. Coming to you on this Wednesday evening after week 2 of the season. Uh, what a week. Didn't get to really watch much games. I was down there in Atlanta tailgating, at least having some fun doing that since the game Sunday night didn't really go as hoped. But it was good, the new stadium's fucking pretty sweet. But had a good time. At least I had that, because I know if I was home watching my fantasy team watching Red Zone, I'd have been having fucking angina for fucking all day long. Oh, man. 2 weeks in the books, early to draw conclusions, probably. But man, oh man, there's some crazy shit going on. Read that this is the least amount of passing touchdowns throughout the league since 2006 or 2010 or something. I don't know, at least 7 years. Least amount of passing scores, that there's been, and I think just overall touchdowns in general as well. And this is clearly evident in the fantasy scoreboard. We only had 2 teams over 200 this week, Bob and Johnny. Bob winning the week again, this time at 218, and then only 2 other guys even breaking 170, which was Magic Mike at 173 and Kelvin at 174, the 2 newcomers. Me, King, Wang, Zoe, Log, shit this week, and George was pretty mediocre, 164. I mean, you look at the year-to-date statistics, and it's unbelievable. Top 3 quarterbacks: Alex Smith, Carson Wentz, Trevor Seaman. There you go. Shout out, love for Trevor Seaman. Because I know you've been hyping him. Must have been after your Paxton Lynch excitement wore off, because you were pretty hyped about him. But Seaman's the man now for Denver, and he's balling out so far. You look at the top running backs, and it's just like, we got Bob's two guys up there. Kareem Hunt just blowing everybody away right now. Actually, his week 1, even if he didn't play last week, he'd still be the number 1 scorer. And then Montgomery at 3. Todd Gurley, back from the dead. Who knows? He's number 2 right now. Then we got Chris Thompson, C.J. Anderson, Fournette. All right. Melvin Gordon. We knew those 2 were, high-picked guys. Tariq Cohen, number 7, Freeman and Gillespie at 9. That's all fine. But, I mean, man, Gurley, Chris Thompson up there, C.J. Anderson, what the hell? You look at the receivers, we got friggin' J.J. Nelson at number 3, Jermaine Kearse at number 7, Aguilar at 10. He ain't even on a fucking team right now. He's on the waivers, I'm seeing. Meanwhile, you got guys like Julio down at 16, A.J. Green, 23, Evans, he only played 1 game, so that don't count. Mike Thomas, 26, Jordy at 30, he got hurt. Doug Baldwin, 30. Just like, what is going on? This shit's ridiculous. Tight ends, Johnny got the number 1 tight end. No, not his 3rd-round pick, Rob Gronkowski. His 15th-round pick, old man Jason Witten, leading all tight ends in points. What the fuck? Then we got Kelsey and Gronk, who we expect to be there. Ertz, Walker, Colby Fleener at 6th. Jesse James, Austin Hooper, after a 2-point showing, he's still the 6th best tight end. Tight ends just suck dick. My highest score on my team year to date is my fucking defense, 53 points. Ravens D. Highest, obviously I didn't have them week 1, but they got the most points on my team. Next is Tyreek at 40. Just unbelievable. I obviously, I think some of these guys are going to drop. The studs will resurface, eventually, hopefully. But boys, we got to do something, because Bob's talking shit. Bob's wiping the floor with us right now, and it's not good. That's not what we want. I know you guys always gang up on me, but come on. Do we really want Bob winning the ship? I didn't think so. That brings us into the review here. I guess we'll start with me and Bob. Bob giving me the Bobo. Never thought I'd say that. Just a pure ass whipping. 87-point victory. putting it in my ass while I was sucking cock with 131 to 218. Bob getting dividends again from Kareem Hunt and Ty Montgomery, 29 and 28. Kelsey just beasting with 27. Quarterbacks did their thing. Breeze 28 and A-Rod 25. I mean, fucking A. This dude's putting up 200 with Deshaun at 6, Jordan Matthews at 6, Richard Matthews at 7, and Garcon at 5. If he had any type of wide receiver core, we might as well just have Johnny ship him the trophy now. Maybe Rashard Higgins is what he needs. He also had some decent points on the bench, so he's got options. His team's looking good. My team, just shit. Led by the Ravens D at 22, then Palmer, who sucks, at 20, and Prescott at 19. Julio at 18. They didn't 5 for 108. Made it look easy against the pack. It just was ridiculous. 18 points and didn't even look like he was trying out there. Meanwhile, Fitz struggled 5 points. I don't know why Carson can't throw to one of the top 10 receivers all time. I know he's getting old, but I guess he was a couple of plays, missed 2 touchdowns by a little bit, they're saying. But I'm going to say, no shout-outs being Bob this week, but my team was derailed by that Sam Bradford late injury news. Stephon Diggs couldn't get no balls from Case Keenum, and that obviously hurt Dalvin Cook's outlooks as well. They got 12 points combined. Tyreek Hill, they didn't really need him this week as Hunt and Kelsey were just going bonkers. He had 8. But I guess the main thing on my team here we're looking at is DeMarco Murray. He's the pivot of my team right now, and he is sucking dick. 3 points. He's got 21 carries through 2 weeks for 69 yards, 10 points. Like, fuck. Never planned on taking him there. And I guess that's why you go with your gut and don't get drunk. Fuck. But at least I got some reinforcements coming in. Buck Allen with 20 on my bench. His ass going in the lineup this week. Chris Carson, he only had 10 points, but he got a boatload of carries and almost 100 yards. So we'll see how he can do against Indy this week. But all in all, Bob just ran away with this one right from the get-go. Congrats, Bob. Congrats on winning the week again, 2-0. Oh, man, you're looking good right now. We'll go to the next highest matchup, point-wise here, which was Johnny, reigning champion. Still riding high on his win streak. He hasn't lost since, I think, week 5 last season. Somebody stop that man. That's a bad man. Led by Brady at 41, Gronk at 29. He's a little dinged up now, though. We'll see how that plays out. And Gillespie chipping in with 12. Solid dividends out of your running backs. Johnny 20 and 20 from Hyde and Gordon. Number 7 and number 11 running backs there. Gillespie's number 9. That's good production considering you went quarterback, running back, tight end. To start, you got 3 good running backs right now. Defense kicker chipping in 25 fucking points. Alshon coming to life with 22. 7 for 90 and a touch. And Cam didn't do much, 11 points in that 9-3 victory over the mighty Buffalo Bills. I'm sure that was a tough one to watch for you. From what I heard, it was not too exciting. But all that adds up to 205 and a 56-point victory over Log. His team is struggling with, Wilson not doing much against the 49ers. Throw to fucking Doug Baldwin, dude. I don't know. Just throw the rock to your best player. 200 yards and 1 touchdown against the Niners. Stafford had 18 and against the Giants. That's good production against the Giants. Most of it came on the 2 touchdowns. He only had 120 yards passing. Shady didn't find much room. He had 9 points against the Panthers, but C.J. Anderson, 33 points. I thought week 1, I thought he looked good. And, man, week 2, he said, you thought that looked good? Let me show you. 25 carries for 118 yards and a tutty. Adding 3 catches for 36 and another touch. And this dude is riding high right now. Denver is rolling. They're looking good. Knew I should have put that money down on their 8-win projection for the season with Vegas back a couple months ago. Jordy getting hurt obviously killed you. Getting a goose egg from him. Demarius, 13. Nothing to write home about, but he's getting you 12 points so far, average 2 weeks. Number 20th receiver. Respectable, nothing great. But, hey, top 20, that's a WR too. Thielen, he was hurting, obviously, from Bradford being out. He only got 9. Austin Hooper followed up his, big game with another 2 catches, but this time instead of 126 yards, they only went for 7. So he got you 2 points. Cardinals D did good, 15. Marvin Jones, he had 9 on the heels of another touchdown. Dude's got 3 catches so far for 64 yards in the season, but he's got 2 touchdowns, keeping his value a little bit afloat. Meanwhile, Chris Thompson with 28 on your bench, a couple long touchdowns. And Trevor Seaman with 32. Figuring you're probably going to get him into your lineup this week if I had to guess. But all in all, Johnny comes away 2-0 over Log. And also, back to mine and Bob's. What the fuck? Delaney Walker with a rushing touchdown? Are you kidding me? I just had to throw that in there. Gotta be fucking shitting me. Next, we'll look at Kelvin getting his first win, sending George to 0-2. Both newbies on the board this week with their first wins. Kelvin won 174 to 164. He was led by a good quarterback play from Derek Carr, 27, in that 45-20 win over the Jets. And also Phillip Rivers, 21 points. Got 20 out of Jarvis Landry, first game for the Dolphins. He had 13 catches for 78 yards, just doing Jarvis Landry things right there. About 5 air yards per target. Hogan finally living up a little bit to his 7th round price tag that you picked him at, 5 for 78 and a touch, getting you 18 points. AJ Green still looking to break out. He's got 5 catches each game so far, but only 23 points total to show for it. You lost Grant Golson to a broken foot. That's tough. You got to throw Marty B in there. He had 9 points. Wasn't a pretty 9 points. You were at the game with me. We seen how fucking first 5 passes to him were all incomplete. Then he gets a fucking pick play penalty, costs about 50 yards. Then he gets another fucking false start penalty or something. It was like, get him out the fucking game, McCarthy, because the unicorn is killing us right now. Unreal. Broncos D with 17. All this added up to 174. Only 12 points this week out of your 2 Panther running backs. 4 from Beef Stew and 8 from Christian McCaffrey's. So nothing too crazy there. McCaffrey, 8 carries for 10 yards. But he luckily chipped in 7 points through the air, 4 for 34. George comes up short, probably in part to 1 point from Bilal Powell and 1 point from Jimmy Graham. George was led by the Buccaneers D at 24 points against the Burrs, and his next highest scores, he had 3 niggas at 22. Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, and none other than Jets number 1 wide receiver, Jermaine Kears. 4 for 60 and 2 touches there. That's good production from him, bro. Terrell Pryor's still struggling to get in the groove with Kirk Cousins. He had 2 for 31. He's now up to 8 catches for 97 yards through 2 weeks. Not the type of numbers people were expecting of him, myself included, getting drafted in the 3rd, 4th round. Lamar Miller, solid 11 points. Mike Thomas, 13. Still waiting for, some big-ass games from him. But quarterbacks, not terrible. Kirk, 13, and then Flacco at 18. Didn't shit the bed, but 31 points between 2 quarterbacks isn't usually going to get it done for you. Not especially, you got Deshaun Watson down there on the bench with 20. That'd have been a 7-point little swing. You still would have lost, though. You did not have shit on your bench. So all that adds up to, let me see, George being 0-2. Suck it, nigga. And Kelvin, congrats, bro. First win. Tie for 2nd place in your division, bro. We'll look here at the next matchup, which was Michael Acosta versus Michael King. Magic Mike getting his first dub, as I mentioned earlier, dropping King to 0-2. Poor King. The Giants are terrible. His fantasy team's terrible. Poor guy, at least he's got a engagement to look forward to, I guess, because he needs something positive going in his life, because it sure as hell ain't coming from football, you crazy bastard. His team led by the number 2 quarterback, though, Carson Wentz, following up his 29-point showing last week with a 30-burger this week. Then you had Devontae at 23. A lot of that was some Garbo time production, 8 for 99 and a touch. Dez did pretty good considering playing Denver, 18 points, 7 for 59 and a touch. I mean, he had like 16 targets or something. It wasn't an efficient game, but some respectable numbers were there in the end. Brandon Marshall, about time to cut his ass, maybe the Giants and your fantasy team. This dumbass has 2 catches through 2 games. Not what everybody was expecting when they brought him in. 1 point from Bobby Woods. Jesus Christ, can't believe he is in your lineup. And 2 points from hot waiver wire pickup Kyren Williams on the Arizona Cardinals. He did a good late career Edgerrin James impression, 9 carries for 22 yards. Beast Mode got in the end zone at least for you, got you 11. But damn, not much to write home about here, King's team all in all. Jameis 14, they just handled the Bears. He didn't really have to do too much. But yeah, losing DJ and Woodhead, obviously torpedoing your thing. But hey, you didn't get the cocksucker like me, so you can take sauce in that. Acosta, Magic Mike, congrats on your first win, led by Michael Crabtree and his 3 touchdowns, 32 points against the New York Jets. Hey, at least they put up 20 points, Wang. That's more. People were saying it's going to look like a Pop Warner offense. They put up 20. They can't stop shit on D. Then you had Emmanuel Sanders with 24 points. This dude did his thing. He had 6 for 62 and 2 tutties. 2 of the money balls there. Corey Davis, promising week 1, gets injured in week 2, leaves you with only 1 point. Corey Coleman, same thing, 1 point. You got hit by the injury bug a little bit here. Benjamin shooken up, Evan Ingram shook up, Jesse James shook up. You might have a tough week 3 outlook here. But you got the dub. Roethlisberger, 21, solid. Matt Ryan, 16 against the Packers. He only threw 1 touchdown because they were just shredding right through us with Freeman. With Mike Daniels out. Fournette, though, 14 again. He's looking pretty good pick. Averaging about 70 yards a game and a touch through 2 career games. So that's good dividends right there. Let's see what else we got. Last matchup we'll look at. Most exciting matchup of the week. The 2 Brown guys. Hop off my Riddick and my C-Cups make my Zohard. Ultimately, Ahmad came up on the short end of his purple stick, losing by a point to Wang. Congrats, Wang, nail biter, baby. All coming down to Theo Riddick winning you the game on Monday night with his 6 points. Him and, who else you have in that game? Anybody? Nah, but hey, Theo did enough, bro. Your team was led by Todd Gurley, at the aforementioned number 2 running back with 27 points. Then look at the stats, 16 for 88. That's pretty good numbers. And then another 48 yards on the air and a touchdown. Yeah, 1 through the air, 1 on the ground, 27 points. Not bad, not bad. 18 points from your quarterbacks, though, bro. That ain't going to cut it. You're lucky you played Zoe's dumbass this week and beat him by a point. While you got Andrew Luck out there waiting for him to get back. Antonio Brown, only 11. That's a down game for him, still double digits. Hopkins, 14. Jordan Reed with 10. You only put up 140, so I'm looking for excitement here, but you didn't really do too much, but you squeaked it out, and that's what matters. Perhaps most exciting, you had J.J. Nelson's 28 on the bench. And most excited for you, Derrick Henry. 14 for 92 and a touch against the Jaguars. And reports are he might become the workhorse or eat into Derrick Henry more. Henry's fucking hammy hurt. I fucking hate this guy. God damn it, fucking DeMarco. Literally, I've had you twice in 5 years. The other 3 years, top 5 running back. My 2 years, fucking doo-doo dick. Unbelievable. Zoe. Hey, you got your boy Tariq Cohen, but unfortunately his counterpoint gave you a goose egg. 9 carries for 7 yards, Jordan Howard, before leaving the game with a shoulder type of injury. He did get 20 out of Allen Hurns. That's good production from the waiver wire. I think he scooped him up this week. 6 for 80 and a touch. Giorgio Tavecchio, 9 points. I love that dude. He was on Packers training camp a couple years ago. We cut him. No, he's the number 1 kicker. Good for you, Giorgio. Solid production out of Ertz again, 14. Le'Veon still trying to find his footing. He's only got 12 points this week. He had 7 last week. He's got 37 carries so far for about 110 yards, 120 yards. Not the model of efficiency yet. Golden Taint, man, couldn't get you enough to squeak by. 4 targets, 25 yards. And Cooper Kupp, 6 points. Brandon Cooks, man, 5 points. What's up with that, man? 16 points through 2 weeks for your second round pick, bro. Not going to cut it. Alex Smith, again, saw game 18. As I said, he's the number 1 QB. You did have, you had Martavius on the bench with 18. Ebron with 15. Fleener. Bro, let me get one of them tight ends. Holler at me. I'll give you like Jaquiz or something. They're fucking, I don't know, some dumbass. But anyway, congrats, Wang. 2-0, bro. First place in your division, man. Enjoy it while it lasts. Looking at the week ahead here, I get Kelvin. Hopefully I can send him back, to reality after his ecstatic victory, both the Falcons and his first fantasy victory. They're projecting me to beat him by about 20. I don't take shit into these projections because my dudes do not produce up to them. But Monday night's going to be exciting for me for sure. Yeah, I don't got to work till late on Tuesday so I can stay up. I got Dak and Carson going in there. Hopefully Dak's ankle's all right and fits, so that's going to be a good one for me right there Monday night. Buck Allen against the Jags. Hopefully he could do some work. I'm not seeing too many favorable, real good matchups for me. Maybe Tyreek versus the Chargers. Maybe you can burn by somebody. I'll probably say that every week about him. Maybe you can burn them. Kelvin, you got AJ Green going against the Packers here. Maybe they can watch some of that tape from the Falcons and just see how the Packers leave Julio wide open on 3rd and 12 out of the trips formation. We only need 2 defenders guarding 3. Let's not leave with the best receiver in the league wide open. Maybe the Bengals can try something like that, and Dom Kipper's defense won't figure it out. Not too much else here. Maybe Derek Carr versus Washington be a good matchup for you. Rivers might have some trouble against the Chiefs. But all in all, I think this should be a good matchup. You got some injuries here, so do I. Hopefully Bradford could play. Well, actually, not. I'll probably still roll with both those dudes on Monday night. But I'm moving to 2-1 this week. So hopefully that happens. Wang, 2-0 versus George, 0-2. George trying to get a dub against the Brown guy. Dalton versus Green Bay, as I just mentioned. I don't think our defense is as bad as it was against the Falcons. I don't think it was as good as it was against the Seahawks. I would expect Dalton. Jesus Christ, this dude's averaging 3 points a week. 3 points. This dude's got 6 points through 2 weeks. That's unfucking believable. That's dude, pick up Josh McCown. Just get rid of the Red Rocket. Pick up McCown. Like, the hell? 6 points through 2 weeks from a starting quarterback. That's even Geno never had that bad of a 2-game stretch. That's insane. Todd Gurley versus San Fran. I guess San Fran's D is looking not so bad. So we'll see what Gurley can do there. Riddick versus Atlanta. He should get a lot of work in that one, as they might be trailing. Antonio versus Chicago. I would expect him to have some good numbers. DeAndre versus Patriots. I'm assuming they'll probably be losing and have to throw a lot, so that has good, outlook for you, in my opinion. Frank Gore versus the Browns. He's averaging 8 points. I can see him getting that. Rams D versus San Fran. That should be good for you. George got. This is a tough matchup for you because you got Kirk, but Wang's got Crowder and Jordan Reed. They're only averaging 15 a week between the two of them. Jamison Crowder right now is the 67th best receiver. I know I was high on him coming into this year, but he ain't living up to it. So you better hope, Pryor gets a lot of love in this one here, also especially since you have him as well. This is going to be big. This Atlanta game's a big one for y'all. Abdullah on Georgia's side, got to hope he can outproduce Theo on Wang's team. Keenan Allen versus the Chiefs. That might be tough if he sees a lot of Marcus Peters. You got Mike Thomas versus Carolina. Their D's looking a little, pretty better than it was last year, but Bradbury's a pretty good corner if Mike Thomas sees him. And then you get Jermaine Kearse over here versus the Dolphins. That should be all right. Never thought I'd be talking about Jermaine Kearse this much. Unbelievable. But anyway, Wang's trying to go undefeated through 3 weeks. George is looking not to be defeated through 3 weeks. Then we got another 2-0 versus 0-2. We got the reigning champion, many game win streak, Johnny versus King. Projected Johnny to win this one by about 19 right now. Brady versus Houston and Cam versus New Orleans. You got the QB matchups here to get your team afloat real good. A couple tough running back matchups, though. Gordon versus the Chiefs D and Hyde versus the Rams. Those could be tough matchups. 15 and 17 are projected on those. It could happen, but I think expectations need to be tempered a little bit this week. Decker versus Seattle. He's only averaging 5 points a week. Good luck with that. Mike Wallace. He's averaging 1 point a week. So I'm going to say good luck with that, and this will be the week he goes about 3 for $120 and 2 touchdowns. Watch. You gotta hope, obviously, that Gronk is healthy enough to play. And you got him and Chucky Clay in there. Gillespie, he'll do his thing, probably punching in. But hey, you got no Jason Witten in your lineup. If you don't plan on playing him, give me a ring, brother. I'll take him for something, receiver or something. I got King. You got Jameis versus Minnesota. That's probably gonna be tough. And Wentz versus the Giants. So you got a couple tough QB matchups there. That's going to go far in determining how you do. Kerwin Williams, I don't even know what to say about him. I don't even know what the running back snaps looked like last week for that team. T.Y. versus Cleveland. It's just tough without luck. Dez versus Arizona. They got that pretty solid defense. That'll be an interesting one to see. Devontae, projected him at 12. He might be the number one. If Jordy and Cobb don't go, he's gonna get fed this week. And then Brandon Marshall, projected him at 9. He's averaging 2 points a game. So if it goes 3 weeks in a row with him at not doing shit, time to get him out your lineup. Playing the 2 tight ends, Jackie Doyle and Kyle Rudolph. They're projected 12 and 9. That's solid. And then Seahawks versus Tennessee, 9. I don't know. I'm not really seeing any blow-up games here. Maybe besides Devontae coming for King. I think Johnny might be able to pull this one out. Let's see here. We'll take a look at... computer's freezing. I only got about 3 minutes left on this video here. Oh boy. Shit's not working. Come on, you piece of shit. Okay, we're back. I was able to pause this for a couple seconds here while the page loaded. We got Magic Mike versus Ahmad, 1-1 versus 1-1 in the Gringo division. Magic Mike gets some good QB matchups here with Matty Ice versus Detroit and Roethlisberger versus Chicago. Ezekiel going versus Arizona, projecting him at 21. Man, what about the game Zeke had? 9 carries for 8 yards. I don't think I ever thought I'd see that day. I mean, even on the off days, I see this dude still rumbling for 60 yards. Broncos shut his ass out, though. Fournette against Baltimore. Baltimore's D is legit. Not just saying that because of fancy numbers. They're a good team. Odell, projecting him 18 versus Philly. He caught 4 out of 5 targets last week. He's still obviously not 100%. You got Crabtree versus Washington. Depends how they line up. Obviously, they got Josh Norman, so one of him or Cooper might have a down week in the other one. But it seems like last year they would alternate between who did good. Benjamin versus Saints, great matchup on paper, but he's a little dinged up. Get Emmanuel versus the Bills, that should be pretty good. And damn, homie's rolling the 3 tight end shocker out there, paid for Patrick Glass out there. 2 rookies, Evan Ingram and David Njoku and Jesse James. I can't believe we're still projected at 185 with 3 tight ends, because I've been in this league many years. We're 7-8 years deep in this league, and rarely have I seen a 3 tight end lineup actually produce well. Zoe, you got Mariota versus Seattle. That's going to be tough. Smith versus the Chargers. They got a good secondary, but the way that this Chiefs offense been going, I ain't going to count them out yet. Le'Veon, projected 23. Looking to finally do Le'Veon Bell type of things against a not so great defense. Cooks against Houston. He's obviously trying to get out of his funk. Golden Tate versus Atlanta. I could see him getting some solid numbers. I got him at 15. Devontae Parker versus the Jets, projected at 12. I could see him going over that. Then you got Crowell versus Indy. That should be good for you. Martavius versus Chicago. That should be good for you, too. I think we got one more matchup to look at here, and that's our weekly champion twice over, Bob against Log. Bob's only projected 186 to beat Log by 12, but I think safe to say I don't take much stock in that the way his team's been producing. Good quarterback matchups here for Reese and Rodgers. Kareem Hunt against the Chargers should be good. Montgomery versus Cincy should be good. He's going to get fed if Jordy and Cobb don't play. I can see Bob pulling this one out. Log's got to hope for Stafford to do some work versus Atlanta in a shootout type of game. McCoy's going to struggle against Denver if I had to guess. CJ on the flip side, that's a big game for you here. He could maybe do some work. Jordy's up in the air, like I said. Demarius versus Buffalo. Thielen versus the Bucks, that'll be good if he can go. If Bradford can go. But anyway, boys, I'm going to pick Bob in this one. I only got 5 seconds left on this.